What in the world? Hey, Jack!
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Jack, you didn't hear me yelling?
No, I didn't hear you yelling. What's up now?
I got a problem.
What's your problem?
Well, I went out to my recycling bin today and I had orange tape on it and you guys hadn't taken it.
What that is, I don't know if you've heard lately, but the cost of recycling's been going up over this past year. I mean, astronomical. So we have to do something, and that's one of the ways that we can help drive down the cost of recycling. So you got the orange tape put on yours because we can't dump it with recycling. It's got to get dumped with garbage.
So I'm putting trash in my recycling bin.
Yes, you are.
Okay, well, do you have like a list of things that I can actually put in the recycling bin?
Zach, I got something better than that for you. What I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you meet Taylor Higginson with FV Recycling. That's who we're partnered with, and that's where we transport all of our recycling materials, and they process the recycling. So I'm gonna ask Taylor to meet you at Jubilee Foods, and then you and Taylor can walk up and down the aisles, and then he'll be able to tell you what you can and what you can't recycle. How's that?
That's pretty good service, Jack. Tell him I'll meet him there.
All right, thank you, Zach.
All right. So Taylor Higginson, FV Recycling. I had to call you in, I needed reinforcements. I was at CES with Jack, and he's showing me things in a recycling bin, and he's telling me they're not recyclable, and it's kind of blowing my mind a little bit. I thought I knew, you know, what I could put in and what I couldn't. Obviously I didn't. So brought you to a grocery store. I want you to just walk me through a little bit. I'm gonna pick stuff up. I gotta do some shopping, and maybe you can help me out knowing what's good, what's not, and also maybe fix some of these preconceived notions I had in my mind that were obviously incorrect.
That's no problem. Let's go learn something.
All right, cool. So obviously one of the first parts, usually in the grocery store, is the bakery, and I do have a 1-year-old at home, so things like muffins we like to grab, and I know clear plastic is usually fine, right?
Right, but instead of these, why don't we grab these right here? We don't do bags.
No bags.
No bags.
No bags and plastic.
No bags and plastic.
Okay, now this works some of the time.
Most
but we
of the
need
time.
to check these. Right on top there is the 1, right?
Number 1, that's
And
right.
so number 1s were good.
Number 1s are good all day, every day.
Okay, what about number 2s?
Number 2 is good all day, every day, except for bags.
Except for
No bags.
Okay, all right, so we're gonna go with the plastic.
That's right, that's a good
The
choice.
plastic
That's
box,
a good choice.
all right, and we'll move down.
Great
here.
choice.
So let me ask you this, why can't you recycle a bag?
Bags tear up equipment. Most plastic bags aren't recyclable, number 1, that's a common myth. Number 2, it tears up our equipment.
Right.
It takes us hours and hours to unwrap the equipment and unwrap the machines, so no bags.
So in order to keep recycling as reasonable as possible, we don't want to destroy your machine.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So we've got to leave the bags out. All right, well, here's the deal again. Got little kids, got boxed drinks here, right? So cardboard is always good.
Cardboard is always good.
Always good. All right, so we can stick with cardboard.
Stick with cardboard.
And also, now, isn't glass recyclable?
Ha! Another common misconception. No, glass is not recyclable.
Glass is, all glass unrecyclable.
Unrecyclable.
Can't put this in my bin.
Right. Glass, though people say is recyclable, we cannot take glass. It takes a very special process to do glass, and it's very expensive, and we don't do glass.
So you might have to seek out a special facility if you want to recycle your
There are
glassware.
companies who recycle glass. Seek them out if you're really passionate about your glass.
Right.
Seek them out, but not in your bin.
Otherwise, leave it out of the bin. All
Leave
right.
it out of the bin.
All right, so coming down here, this is like recycling mecca, right? Because it's all these plastic bottles, all this stuff is recyclable.
Exactly right. This aisle right here with the cans, the bottles, this is the recyclable mecca.
And you are gonna have some decisions to make in this aisle, as you know, sometimes you've got a glass container right next to a plastic one. Plastic one's gonna be recyclable.
Plastics, these plastics are number 1s typically. You can always check on the bottom. Just like on the muffins here.
So you were telling me earlier, and I think this is really interesting, there is a little bit of a, sometimes it's hard to find it, right? You look and look and look for one. There is a little bit of a tell here on the bottom, isn't there?
There is. Typically, now this isn't 100% foolproof.
Right.
But typically, number 1s, which is that little small emblem right there.
Right, little tiny in
is
there.
made, and there's always a dot on the bottom.
So the dot on the bottom can be indicative of, hey, this is recyclable.
Right.
General rule of thumb, if you're running through the store and you want to be aware of it, and yet you don't have time to look for every single one, right there, little tiny, but easier to find just the dot.
Always can count on the dot to be a number 1.
Boom, I got a dot on the bottom, number 1, I'm recyclable.
Not everybody can come to the store and spend 45 minutes looking for recyclable material.
Correct.
So,
Understood.
like you say, if you come to the store, you see a dot, put it in. When you get home, you can double check and see before you put it in the bin, but that's a pretty good indicator.
Great rule of thumb. So we've seen a bunch of number 1s. Number 2s also recyclable, but what is kind of indicative of a number 2? When can you kind of tell you got a number 2? Like with these, kind of it's clear, but it's kind of frosted vegetable oil.
Right, most 2s are a little bit frosted, like your milk containers, like your vegetable oil. And just like number 1s have a dot, number 2s typically have a straight line across the bottom.
So the straight line for number 2s, the dot for number 1 is kind of a good rule of thumb.
Good rule of thumb. Always, we're in a hurry, looking and grabbing straight line and dot, always pretty good.
And that's a part of the process of that actual plastic, and that's why it's consistent.
That's right. When they mold these bottles, just the way the process works, sometimes give them a line, number 1s give them a dot, and that's how it goes.
Great, all right, man. All right, so whole bunch of boxes here. These are all recyclable and these are great.
That's right.
But inside of this is a package, so I can't dump this out into my bowl and close the box up and put it in the recycling bin. I gotta pull the bag out.
That's right. Big rule, no
bags. All right, great. All right, so I make my brownies and I say, you know what, I don't want to bother cleaning it up, and so they've got all these aluminum foil pans now. So what about aluminum foil? Can I take one of these and throw it in the recycling bin?
Yes, we always recycle aluminum. Aluminum's a good thing to recycle, and yes, you can take these pans right here and put them right in the recycle bin.
Perfect. So really, if I really don't want to mess with anything, one of these right into the bin, I know everything's good. All I got to throw out is the bag.
No bags.
No bags. All right, now here's something that I think every person that watches this is like, I have some of that in my, in my pantry right now, and that's, soup cans, aluminum cans. Now these are a lot heavier, I think. You look at like our little trays, they're kind of light, and you can't recycle these, right? I mean, these are kind of too heavy.
Actually, you can. These are mostly tin and metal cans like that. You can recycle all soup cans, all vegetable cans. Those are perfect to put in your recycle bin.
Perfect. So there's never an issue, and you got paper on the outside. You don't have to rip the label. It's just ready to go.
It's ready to go as is.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I feel like most of it to this point has been pretty straightforward, but I walk down this aisle and I'm like, oh my gosh, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a whole bunch of questions here. I'll start early. I mean, I can't recycle this, right? It's got oil in it.
Well, it's not exactly true. This is a number 2. We can tell by the bottom. We see the number 2 in the straight line.
Right.
And as long as the motor oil is empty, you don't have to clean it out with soap or nothing, but as long as you've used it, you can recycle that
Okay,
bottle.
Great. So motor oil is good. What about my light bulbs? I got old light bulbs. The bottom is kind of aluminum. What about those?
No light bulbs. We don't do glass.
No light bulbs.
Right.
Okay, no glass. That's
no
right.
glass.
Okay.
No glass.
Now, bleach. Bleach is kind of dangerous. So, now bleach is a number 2.
Bleach is a number 2.
And I can do this. Is this kind of like motor oil as long as the thing is
Same
empty?
exact as motor oil.
But I don't have to clean it. I just got to make sure it's not in there. It's not full of bleach.
Please don't put a whole bottle of bleach in the recycle bin. Make sure it's empty and then you can recycle it.
All right, that's good advice. All right, well, what about these? Are these aluminum?
Some of them are. Some of them are tin cans like our soup cans, but we don't recycle aerosol. That's dangerous for everybody. Do not put aerosol cans in your recycle bin.
Because this is pressurized.
Right.
And we don't want to put this in your machine.
We don't want to hurt CES employees. We don't want to hurt us. We want to keep everybody safe.
These are like recycling bombs.
That's exactly right.
Can't do that.
They are
right. Don't be a terrorist. Right.
That's right.
Absolutely. All right, so both of us have little ones at home. You're 9 months old.
9 months old.
I'm 17 months, so this is a very familiar aisle to us, and
all too well. I know
to our wives. So baby food's kind of hit or miss in here, right? Because they're coming out with a lot of plastic ones, and the plastic one is fine.
Right. These right here, these are fine. These have plastic and cardboard on top. These are fine, but a lot of these aren't. These glass jars here, these little bags here, those are not recyclable.
Okay, so no pouches, none of that. How about like these little deals, the little crunchies?
Yes, those are pretty good. Those are just a tin can, just like
aluminum and plastic. Aluminum. These are good to go.
That's right.
And there is actually a number 2 on there, though it's almost invisible.
It's almost invisible.
Right. Okay, but those are good.
Those are good.
Now, something that you go through way too much of: diapers.
Yes.
And these are. I mean, I hope that these are never recyclable.
No, diapers are never recyclable.
Okay.
Whether they're dirty or wet or a fresh pack.
Full or empty, none of it is no good.
Yes.
All right, great, awesome. All right, now, here's an area I'm totally confused by, right? So we've got cups, we got plastic cutlery. How about like plastic cutlery? Can I throw away my, my plastic forks?
Do not put your plastic forks in a recycle bin. It's a big common misconception, that people use, throw away things, they put them in the recycle bin that's plastic, right?
Right.
But things like straws, plastic silverware, even Dixie cups and Solo cups, not recyclable.
So we can't even put the red cup, even a plastic cup, none of these are recyclable.
Every now and then you'll find a cup that is a 1 or 2.
Right.
But as a good rule of thumb, these are most of the time 6s on the plastic scale, and they are not recyclable.
Okay, and certainly never styrofoam.
Never styrofoam cups.
Never styrofoam. Okay, so now, ironically, I can't recycle the fork, I can't recycle the box.
That's right, you can.
And yet, look over here. So, rule number 1 that I got early on in this was no bags.
No bags.
So does that include Ziplocs?
It most definitely includes Ziplocs.
Okay, so no Ziplocs inside. And then also, if there's no bags, I can't really put my recycling in a garbage bag.
A lot of people do, and
Right.
we don't recommend it.
Right.
Because if you put it in a bag, it comes to us, we have to rip the bag open.
Right.
So it's a waste. Then we end up throwing the bag away. It's better to put all of your recycled material loose in the bin.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the less illegal stuff goes into the bin,
Right.
the less money you guys have to spend processing, the less it is really for everybody.
Recycling is all about sustainability.
Right.
So if we can sustain as a business to recycle, it helps the whole process out.
Right, gotcha. Okay, so no trash bags, no Ziplocs.
No Ziplocs.
No plastic. This is like, we visited Recycling Mecca earlier, and this is like recycling hell.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, good deal. Okay, so here's I'm starting to get it, I think, right? Plastic bottles over here, drink bottles, we're good to go.
That's right.
Right, all these drink bottles. These are chip bags, no bags.
No
bags. Rule
No
of thumb,
bags.
no bags. And we got, how about even these? You take, like 12 packs of cans, everything in there is recyclable, right? You got the cardboard box, you got the aluminum can.
Yes, this
Good to
whole
go.
thing is great for recycling.
Perfect.
The whole package.
So, I'm not alone in this. It's one of my favorite aisles in the entire grocery store.
Me too.
And I don't know if you knew this, but I own a brewery.
You do.
So when I come to the store, now, there's some great breweries around here, or around the country really, but glass bottles, no go.
No go.
Can't recycle the glass, so we gotta leave that. But if we come up here, we get some great Port Orleans Gleason. Not only can those cans be recycled, but even the tops.
Even the tops. A big trend nowadays, we always hear about the turtles and the dolphins getting caught up in the little rings for the cans.
Right.
But these tops right here are not only made from recycled material, they can be recycled. So
Right.
this whole is a whole package right here.
Whole deal. So not only is it good, but it can be recycled. So we got
right.
that. Cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Here's a common misconception. So we know about plastic containers, ones
Right.
and twos. A lot of people recycle butter containers or margarine containers.
Right.
But they are not, in fact, they are number 5s.
Number 5.
Polypropylene.
So not recyclable.
Not recyclable.
3 through 8, all unrecyclable.
Right.
And that's again, it's mostly, most of these butter and margarines you're no good on.
Yeah, your French onion dip, your bacon cheddar dips that we see here, most of those are no good. Those
Right.
are mostly 5s. 1s and 2s only.
Okay, gotcha.
And no bags.
So if you want to stay recycling with your butter, stick with the sticks.
That's right, stick with the sticks. We can take the cardboard all day.
All right, man. Well, first of all, thank you very much,
no
for
problem.
spending all this time with me and let me figure it out a little bit. But I feel like I learned a ton. Pretty straightforward too. I mean, really, once you kind of know the rules, it's kind of easy. I know I'm always good. Tin and aluminum.
That's right.
Right? I'm always going to be good. Aluminum, plastic tops.
That's right.
Now the rings are no good.
No good. If you got the clear rings,
No good with the clear rings, but these plastic tops are good, which is awesome. That's also why we use them. Most food products that are in liquid form, right, are going to be good, and a lot of these frosted ones are number 2, which
Yep.
we can see with the line.
See the line, that's right.
So that's a good rule of thumb for us to always use. Plastic cutlery,
No good.
no good, but
No
the box
good.
is good to go.
The box is good to go.
Plastic box we can throw in there. Again, lots of these liquids, and the clear ones usually are the ones.
Right.
We got a dot at the bottom of it.
Check the dot, check
most
the
of
one,
the time,
that's right.
but yeah, number 1 for the plastic liquids are good. We love soup, right? Canned goods in general. All of
That's
these
right.
aluminum and tin, we're good to go.
Good to go.
Toss these right in as soon as you're done. Cardboard boxes.
Those are good. Those are
Cardboard
great.
boxes are great. The stuff inside of them sometimes not so good.
Make sure it's just the box.
Exactly, just the box, throw those in there. Glass, now, preconceived notion and recycling. Glass is recyclable, no good. If you really want to do these, you got to find a specialist
Find a
that can
special
handle the
company that
glass.
does glass, and that's going to be your best route. But
Right,
as
leave
a
them out
general
of the bin.
Leave them out of the bin.
Yep. Now this was a good one early on, right? We got a food product in a clear container. they sell these in bags too.
Right.
No bags.
No bags.
No bags.
That's
So this
right.
was a great, easy change to make. Food products in plastic. The actual food product itself, a lot of times, these are number 5. That's an FDA issue in terms of what the material is. So when you're in the food aisle looking at stuff, you really got to be careful.
Really got to be careful. And most food products like that are not going to be 1s or 2s. They're going to be something else.
So you got to be careful there. Now, again, 2 young fathers. It's literally blasphemy. If one of us went back without diapers, we would get in trouble. So we're gonna split this up in the parking lot and bring it home. But diapers are never good. Clean or dirty. We all know, listen, you inevitably have 6 of the size before, right, sitting there. Gonna have to go ahead and throw that in the garbage.
Throw those in the trash, that's right.
Good to know with that. Plastic cups, styrofoam cups, none of these are really gonna be good for us. This one surprised me. This might have been my surprise of the day.
Yeah.
And styrofoam never, right?
Right.
It's the 15th time I've said it. If someone makes this mistake, I'm personally going to their house. No bags.
No bags.
No plastic bags allowed. And the same deal, you can't do it. Even in your recycling bin, don't bother putting it into a garbage bag, right?
Throw it in there loose, it's fine. That's right.
Throw it in there loose and let it go. The garbage bags are no good. No aerosols.
No aerosol.
We discussed these, right? This is recycling. These are recycling bombs.
Right.
And it's for terrorists.
Yeah, don't be recycling terrorists.
That's right. You can't do
words,
that.
not mine.
Can't do that. And finally, it's another plastic bag, right? So we got it all on here. Those are no good. Now, here's my final question for you.
Okay.
And I know there's no bags.
That's right.
Unless it's a paper bag at the checkout.
That's right. If there's paper bags, we will take paper bags all day.
Paper and plastic, ask for paper, and there you go. There's your bags to throw into your bin, right?
That's right.
All right, awesome, man. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Well, Taylor, I appreciate it, man. Like most of my trips to the grocery store, it took way too long. My wife tells me all the time that I'm too slow in the grocery store, but I usually don't get to come and learn a ton. So thank you very much. I appreciate the time, and hope you have a good drive back to Hattiesburg, and I'll make sure that I'm doing a better job in my bin.
That's all we have. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
See ya.